Hi, welcome to this channel. iwantoberich.com. My name is Lee Nagel and I'm the host. Today, I'm going to talk about the 5 financial mistakes that I made in the past 10 years and the reason why I made them and why I think they are mistakes. So here goes. Number 1, ironically, is about buying a property too early. You see, I have been obsessed about owning my own property, a roof over my head, ever since I was a kid, and even more so when I went to college and I have to rent an apartment for my friend, and I realized how insecure your lifestyle can be when you're renting from somebody because they can just evict you. Even though I could go back to my parents, I felt and understood the need to buy a property, and so I save up all my money, forsaking all the pleasures in life, traveling and all that, and I went to put a down payment in my early 20s. An incredible feat for someone in their 20s to buy their first property, but I was so obsessed with it. And so if everyone thinks about the American dream as owning a property, so why is it a problem? Number 1 is that as a result of putting the down payment, I forsake a lot of the experiences that I should have as a young person. And I want you to be rich.com is not just about crazy saving money, because you need a balance. You need to, in order to live a rich life, it's not about saving money. It's about having a balanced life where you are fulfilled as a human being, you find your highest potential, and you have the choices to make. You can make the choices that you need to make because you have the money as a backup, like a financial freedom. Not to save so much money that you forsake all your experiences and you don't fulfill your potential. So I save up too much money, and yes, I have that property, but did I enjoy it? No. Did I ever live inside it? Probably not much. Do I love it? I'm okay. It's on paper. It says that I have the property. In fact, the property belongs to the bank, or even right now until I finish paying the mortgage. So you see, when you buy a property, the bank pays the mortgage unless you pay down cash, which most of us couldn't. And then for a number of years you pay, and every month, and if there's 1 month that you don't pay, then they take your property away. So you don't actually, I shouldn't even say that I have a property. The bank has the property. I have an equity in a property. But people always say I have a property. So when they say they have a property, they don't really have a property because they still have a mortgage. Anyway, second reason why I don't think that was a good choice, a financial mistake, there was a financial mistake, is because if I have put that money, that down payment, into the S&P 500, I would have done 10 times better than the property. Yes, the property is making money, but it's not as good as the S&P 500. I would have become a millionaire a lot earlier. And number 3, why buying a property early was a mistake for me, is that it took away my time and energy. You see, unless you're a big property investor, you have 20, 50 apartments, you could have your own agent, you could have your own maintenance company, you could have your own lawyers, whatever. As a small investor, if you have just 1 or 2 property, you need to handle a lot of the things yourself. You need to handle the lawyer, you need to handle the bank for the mortgage, you need to report your tax to know how much interest you pay. You need to also get the tenant, work with the agent. You need to approve the maintenance and repairs. You probably need to style up the property a little bit so you get better rent. That took away a lot of my time and energy, and my specialization is not in property, So if I have invested and stay focused on something other than so many things, and I will have extreme amount of success in that area. And property can take away your energy, and energy is everything. Energy gives you a lot of room and leeway to do things you want. So remember, property is a high maintenance item. It can take away your time and energy. And some of my friends even bought a property and make a big loss because each property is different. One of it is just next to me. because of the way he negotiated the price with the developer, the way he designed the house, his lack of knowledge in renting and selecting tenants. You see, agents just present them to you. They don't do more. So he lost money. So again, property might not be your first choice. And also because the last part about why property was such a bad choice for me, because I end up paying so much interest. Like, you think the interest is 1%, 2%, 5%, 6%. Doesn't sound like a lot, 6%. But in fact, I'm paying 50% over the time of the mortgage, like 20 years. I would have paid 50% more for that property in interest. I mean, obviously it's tax deductible, but it's not a good financial choice to pay that much more for a property. And then it also locks me down to a certain city, and also by now that is not my property of choice. It's not something that I want to own anymore. But like I say, property is illiquid. It's for a long term. If you buy and sell, you lose money. So I'm locked in forever. And so reason why buying a property too early was not a good choice. Number 2, my financial mistake that I have made in the last 10 years was buying too many presents and gifts for my friends and family. Actually, none of these gifts my friend and family would have remembered, because they all broke down, thrown away, worn off. In fact, some of them, my friends and family didn't even like them, the presents. It was a wrong choice. And it took away my time and energy again. Christmas rush, Easter rush, have to wrap up the presents, have to make sure the person likes it, have to deliver the present, and the person have an extra item in the house as a clutter. So how many of you have given something to someone and that person have no use for it, but is too embarrassed to throw away? So that's what happened to gifts and presents and all that. And then I acquired credit card debt. Nonsense. Because why? Financial mistake. Rule number 1, do not be a people pleaser. I was a people pleaser. So don't be a people pleaser. Number 3, the biggest mistake, I wouldn't say the biggest mistake, but one of them is to shop for fast fashion. And why? Because it can really start to drain you your money. Your credit card just builds up over time because of why you need to look good, you need to match. And I can tell you, if you look through at YouTube, there's this 34-piece wardrobe where you have 34 pieces, and that's good enough to match and make you look good. In fact, having too many clothes makes it difficult for you to wake up in the morning, decide what you want to wear. You have decision fatigue. If you look at Mark Zuckerberg, all the successful people, they don't wear different clothes a lot. Even Anna Wintour from Vogue, she doesn't dress very differently. They have a personal brand, and to have a personal brand, you need to have less pieces. So I wish that I have not done so much fast fashion shopping and have bought really good quality pieces, because most of the clothes, in fact all the clothes that I bought with my blood, sweat, money that I earned, doing hours in the office are gone. They are nowhere to be found. In fact, I have to throw them away, and throwing them away is a problem. So I would have bought really good quality pieces that are minimalist, basic colors that I could have worn again and again and again. And so that is the other financial mistake that I made. I shopped for fast fashion. Invest in good quality things. Like, if you want to do a course, invest in a very good course, because this person knows a lot. Just like clothes, invest in very good clothes because they make good quality things. It makes you look better. Number 4, the financial mistake that I made was that I partied too much. I wanted to please people. I wanted to join a certain group of friends, and I felt that if I didn't go out with them, party with them, drink with them, go to these expensive restaurants with them, I'll be excluded. And the thing is that when you're young, you feel like these are your group of friends and you are stuck to this idea. But the thing is that your tribe is out there. Somebody out there is just like you, and they will accept you as a friend. And nowadays I realize that eating at home, cooking and inviting friends into your place, or just going to a very simple, down-to-earth place, is so much easier than partying, drinking, and I couldn't even hear myself. And that money and energy, the extra time after work, could have been put into something meaningful, like writing a blog that by now I can look back and say, okay, I have all these thoughts and I wrote a blog, or I wrote a book, or I did some charity work, or I volunteered. But instead, partying, what kind of memories I have, that I vomited in a bathroom at 4 a.m. I was too drunk. I spent all my money on booze. Nothing to be proud of. So why did I do that? Because I was young and I wanted to fit in. Honestly, fitting in was the worst thing ever, because what's the point? All these people are not successful by now. Number 5, the last financial mistake that I want to talk about in this video is not reinvesting. So I made a lot of money on the stock market. I was overjoyed. I felt like a king. But the mistake that I made was I took out the money instead of reinvesting it and compounding. The power of compounding. I thought this is old man's tale. I wish I have listened to Warren Buffett carefully. I did listen to him, but I didn't listen to him carefully. You know, this is where if you have some older friends and you listen to some older people, that would really help. Because I didn't. I took out my money. I went partying. Like I said, I went shopping for fast fashion. The money that I invested in the stock was not reinvested, and it didn't grow. If not, I would have become a millionaire earlier. So resist the urge to take out the money, compound it, and you will say, I need to live for today because I'm only young once. Yes, but remember, replace your joy with something else that doesn't require you to spend away your financial freedom. Whatever you spend now has an opportunity cost. Whatever you're doing now has a consequence for the future. And you can have as much joy in your life without having to spend a ton of money. It is a myth that spending a lot of money gives you more joy. Science have shown money can definitely buy you happiness. So by becoming richer, you do have more happiness because things become easier, and up to a certain level. I think it's like 200,000. But it is not just having money, but how you spend your money, or even how by having money and just counting your money makes you happier. Not necessarily taking your money, going out to buy more things. And I can give you an example. I mean, when you got your first iPhone, you're very happy for a while. And then you upgrade it from 11 to 12, or iPhone 13 to iPhone 14, and look at how much happier you are. Not really. I wasn't a lot happier when I upgraded from iPhone 11 to iPhone 12. I have heard people who upgraded from iPhone 13 to iPhone 14. They got a new phone. They were happy for that day because it's nice and shiny, but after a while it didn't give them happiness. So ask yourself what really gives you happiness over time. And science have shown that it's experiences, being with friends and family, that kind of happiness sticks. But different people have different way of experiencing happiness. Find out for yourself what makes you happy over a long period of time without spending a lot of money. And that is balancing, and that's a very difficult part of life, finding out what makes you happy and not spending a lot of money. So these are the 5 financial mistakes that I made. What are your financial mistakes? If you want me to repeat what are my 5 financial mistakes, okay, I shall repeat it to myself. Buying a property too early, spending on fast fashion, not buying good quality, expensive, I mean not necessarily expensive, but good quality clothes, trying to be a people pleaser, buying gifts and presents for friends and family, spending too much money, too much partying just to fit in, and not reinvesting my profits that I made from the stock market. What are some of the financial mistakes that you made and you want to share?